You quit watching, but the urges are still relentless. You're constantly fighting, barely hanging on. Sound familiar? That's white knuckling, and it's why most men relapse again and again and again. But there is a way to break free for good. Let me show you the difference and how to escape the relapse cycle once and for all. But you have to do your part and watch this video to the very end. So let's start by explaining the recovery pathway, because this is the only way that you can experience legitimate freedom. The pathway is simple. Awareness leads to acceptance, which leads to sobriety, which leads to freedom. Now, if you're watching this video, you have awareness of the issue, which is step number 1 in the pathway. You should be proud of yourself. Seriously, well done. And if you're like me and you tried a bunch of things to quit, like internet filters and praying more, or something more complete like therapy and seeing a professional, then not only do you have awareness, but you have clearly accepted your situation. And again, I want to say, well done. The reality is most people don't make it this far. Now, I want you to listen carefully because this next part really matters. The reason that most people stay stuck is because they can't get past the sobriety stage. This is the part that everybody gets wrong. Sobriety is when you abstain from the behavior. You don't do the thing that you're trying to avoid. And it's a great accomplishment. It's just that it's incomplete. And you're probably thinking, how could this possibly be? I mean, if I'm not doing the thing that I don't want to do, that's the goal. That's the accomplishment, isn't it? Okay, well, here's the thing. If you've experienced sobriety, then I bet you've experienced one of the following. You're just one step away from relapsing. You're in recovery, but you're not recovered. You're miserable. You count streaks, or you feel better, but still not like yourself. The reason I know this is because I was addicted to pornography for 15 years, and I experienced sobriety on several occasions. In fact, I went years at a time without, but eventually I came back. Now, I don't know about you, but this is not the goal that I had in mind when I set out for recovery. I didn't go through all of that time and all of that energy to be functioning at 80% of my capacity and to be one mistake away from losing it all over again. I wanted to be my true self, stronger than ever before, and living as though my addiction were ancient history. And this is why you can't stop at sobriety. The ultimate goal of recovery is freedom. You see, I haven't watched pornography since February 2016. I finally quit, and I quit for good. I'm a completely different person. I'm happy. I don't even recognize my old addicted self. I'm married, I've become a father, and I even get to help other people overcome their addictions. This is real freedom. And where sobriety is the result of a change in behavior, freedom is the result of a change in the heart. It means that you change fundamentally as a person. And because of that, you're not in recovery, you're recovered, period. You're not counting streaks, you're tracking trends. You don't just feel better, you feel like your true, authentic self. And you have joy like never before. I had a client named Michael who came to me in his late 60s, and he had an addiction to for over 5 decades, 50 years. Now, he was married for most of this time, and in his words, he would have an affair at every opportunity that came his way. When he started working with me, he had been sober already for 2 years. So why did he need my help? Because he was miserable, his marriage was falling apart, and his family was abandoning him. Sobriety was not enough for Michael. Now, the key for Michael to go from sobriety to freedom in the recovery pathway is actually the same thing that you need to go from sobriety to freedom as well. And that is to get to the roots of the issue. You see, there's things going on at a root level that you're probably not even aware of. Coping mechanisms and belief systems and trauma. These are the kinds of things that you have to be willing to address if you want to experience real freedom. For Michael, that process took about 6 months. But as he began to step into freedom, something crazy happened. You see, for the first few months, Michael would show up to the calls, kind of straight-faced and miserable and tense in his face, and everybody could kind of feel this weight of depression that was hanging on Michael's shoulders. His sobriety mindset was keeping him rigid and unable to really express himself. And as his heart started to change because he was addressing the root issues, he literally started to lighten up. I'll still never forget that session. He showed up smiling. He literally looked like a completely different person. This is what it looks like when somebody goes all the way through the recovery process, from awareness to freedom. Now, it's not easy, but I'm telling you, if you do the work, especially to go from sobriety to freedom, this is when your life can really change. And Michael was addicted for 50 years, and he was able to turn his life around. If he can do it, you can do it too. If you're serious about recovery, don't settle for sobriety. I want what's best for you. Get to the roots and choose freedom. If you're ready to take the next step in your journey to freedom by addressing the root issues, don't miss this next video. We'll dive deeper into the strategies that help you break free for good. You're closer to freedom than you think.